Hello YouTube, these are called Arco robots and they were made in the 1980s. They're rubbery figures and as you can see really brightly coloured. Now I did a video on these a while back and I think I just had one at the time, maybe two, and certainly only one little mascot robot. Each one of these, when you bought them, they came in a packet and they had two little mascot robots each, and they had a couple of weapons and a backpack, and I'll show you all of those elements separately. I've just always loved these kind of space age robot type figures, especially if they're brightly coloured like this, and these remain reasonably cheap for vintage toys even to this day. So we've got some little mascot figures here. What I'll do is I'll position these next to the larger robots in a second so you can see the difference in height. I've only got three at the moment, just bought one for each of my big robots, but like I say, they do come with two when you buy them in a packet. Okay, these are the backpacks. As you can see, we've got three different shapes here. If I buy any more of the larger robots, I'll buy another different backpack to go with that one as well. As you can see, they've got two pegs on the back of each one, and those just slot straight into the back of each of the larger robots. Again, these are really brightly coloured in this kind of fluorescent red colour, and you'll see in a second that the guns are like a fluorescent green. With the guns, I've tried to buy two guns to go with each robot. I have got two for the first robot, two for the second robot, and then I've only got one at the moment for my third robot, so I need to get another gun. These guys do look really cool in their packets, but again, it costs more to buy them when they're in a packet anyway, but also they take up a lot more space, and I've got so many toy lines that I just can't start collecting things in packets. Right, here's how they look with their guns and their backpacks and their little mascot robot in front. Pretty cool, I think you'll agree. Very vivid, and yeah, just in my toy cabinet they look amazing. They add a lot of colour and a lot of cool shape into the overall look of all the figures. If I see any of these mascot robots that are different to the ones I've got here and they're cheap enough, I'll buy those to add to this little collection as well. So like I say, these are from the 80s, but there are some older kind of space robots and aliens and things that I really love. I've been getting into them recently. They're from the 70s, and I'll probably do videos on those in the future. There are no points of articulation on these robots, by the way. They just have wires that run through them and then they're rubber. So you just have to kind of bend them into place. They don't always stay exactly where you want them to stay. And there are some problems sometimes trying to get them to stand up. So you quite often just have to lean them up against something. Right, I just wanted to show you all what a typical blister pack looked like from these guys back in the day. So here you go, you've got Arco is the name of the company, Robot Zone, bendable, posable action figures. So you've got your main robot in the middle there, you've got one of the mascots bottom left, the other mascot top right, then you've got your guns there top left, and then you've got your backpack bottom right. Very vividly coloured, and I can't imagine any kid in the 80s walking past this and not picking it up and wanting to buy it. I can remember a lot of packaging from back in the 80s that had a similar sort of effect to this, where it was either black or it looked like space, and then you had either blue lines or blue grids or whatever over it. And if you think about it, a lot of the computer games from that sort of period as well had a similar sort of look to them. There are a few hints that remind me of Kenner Star Wars figure packaging as well. You've got nice bold 80s text there, really stands out with the yellow against the red rectangle. Anyway, I'll show you on the back of the packet as well. You can see at the top there on the right, you've got four robots that are basically the same as what I just showed you, with your main robot in the middle and all the other bits and bobs. Below that though, you've got four sets that came with a spaceship in each one. So each robot had its own spaceship. That's pretty cool. There was another play set as well, I seem to remember, that was a bit bigger. For me personally, however cool the spaceships might look, I'm not interested in collecting them. I just want to buy some of the robots and, you know, their little mascots and things and then call it a day. It's mainly because it's a space issue. the vehicles take up loads of room, and I just don't have loads of room, so I just stick to just figures. It's the same. I'd love to collect all of the Kenner Star Wars vehicles, but they're massive, a lot of them. So I've got one or two, but I don't want to buy all of them. Not yet, anyway. Right, I'll just show you a bit of a close-up of one of the packets with the little spaceship, because I know some of you will be watching this and you'll be like, yeah, I want to collect those, and I love the ones with the spaceship. That's fair enough. And if you want to, you could buy it in a packet like this. Pretty cool. And yeah, it would look good. I mean, the packaging does look amazing. It does take you straight back to the 80s instantly. So I could understand why somebody might want to have one or two of these in packets if you have the space. I can imagine if you were like in a charity shop or at a car boot sale or something and you happen to find a packet like this with them all still intact, you're not going to say no, you're going to buy it, and then you're not going to want to take them out of the pack, so you probably will end up keeping it like this anyway. Right, Arco did make some other robots as well. There were some that looked a bit like GoBots. They were a bit sort of chunkier, but yeah, they had that sort of GoBot look to them. And then they did a whole load of these ones called Rogan robots. Now, some of these came in large packs and they had quite a few figures in them. And they were just three colours, so you could either get them in blue or you could get them in red, or they did black ones as well. But these are the kind of typical shapes of them. So I do like the idea at some point of getting myself, one of each different shape in blue, one of each different shape in red, and one of each different shape in black. I think that would look pretty cool somewhere, just to have them on display. So as you can see, they're quite small. They're similar size, I think, to the mascots from the robots that I just showed you from the Robot Zone figures. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Check out my other videos that I've done. I've got loads of 80s toys. And then hit subscribe if you want to see anything that I post up in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.